We are poor little lambs who have lost our way. Ba, ba, ba.
Howdy, my call sign is Rip, and I am the happy camper, honcho for hire, major plagiarizer, saboteur supreme, and general heretic at large. Just doing my part to make Mech Battle look fun to play for talented freeloaders like myself. Thank you once again for witnessing my celebration and salute of Star Wars. Here's what you can do if the Force is as strong in you as in me it is. 11 epic ultrakills on 11 different maps with 11 different machines. Now it's time to saddle up for some fun rides around Mech Battle. So just sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and as always, light 'em up if you got 'em. The Artemis is by far the most difficult machine I own just to survive a battle in, let alone get an insane ultrakill. Mainly because of the triple medium weapons, which sadly to say are universally ineffective. All but the puny Swarm and Prism have inconveniently long reload times. It has jump and more armor than either the Valkyrie or the Berserker, equal to the Juggernaut, 190,000 points when fully buffed up. Only the Kronos carries more armor than the medium class machines, but it spends most of its time impotently waiting for reload. The Prism is something of another albatross. Its only redeeming qualities are it's pretty to watch and reloads fastest of the medium weapons. While each shot from the Prism does more damage than the medium Swarm, the short clip size bites you in the ass most every time. You can see for yourself how it habitually runs out of ammo just before killing most targets. So in this situation, it is imperative to be patient and only engage targets that are already damaged 70% or more. The perks I'm using for this battle is classic. Someone from Blue Team should always man this post in most every game mode. It's easy to avoid enemy fire from Red Team's spawn point and reasonably defensible with a jumping machine. The Independence machine is very unappreciated by the more amateur players. Though it is a free machine, available from early on, it has an exaggerated large hit bubble, which makes it a bit of a magnet for any of the Seeker-type missiles. Ordinarily, I only drive mine in the tunnel and dome maps for that express reason, but it carries more firepower and a tiny bit faster than the vaunted Chronos with only half the armor. Now here's a game point amateurs don't think of. Your armor is somebody else's points to collect. Although the twin WB-2000s can and will beat down most any machine beyond 40 meters, arguably the JJ-2000 medium swarm would be a bit better medium weapon than the Q-3500s I'm using on this map. Basically, the machine is all sword with no shield or helmet. Recon map is as basically symmetrical arena as it gets. But like always, red team spawn is a bit handicapped. This is another typical classic perch. Someone on blue team should always man this post in most any game mode. For as exposed as it appears, it's surprisingly defensible. It totally dominates the red zone entirely. Even optimistic and ambitious attackers are discouraged from flanking it by the line of perimeter defenses, which will bite you too if you venture too far past the hill crest. Occasionally, they will get past them, and when they do, you get to do some of that pilot shit or die. The Chronos is a brute of a medium machine. The heaviest armor and twin heavy weapons with dodge for a special ability. It is a great machine for rushing enemies with only Seeker class weapons, and it can easily chase beacons or grab flags, or even squat proudly in the blitz zone. Customarily, I reserve using my Chronos as my last machine. It is very discouraging to the enemy to see it drop in at a battle's end. City map looks and plays exactly like any other bombed-down city I've ever battled in. And like always, each map has its own little hidden assets, like keyholes to shoot through and perches to shoot from. Typically here, I employ a jump machine to access the upper perches. But even playing from the ground only, I always try to use the building's rubble to absorb and deflect as much incoming fire as I am able. The Juggernaut is another Albatross item, and rightfully should be a medium machine. Allegedly, it has new experimental armor. I suspect it is biased for energy weapons. If you observe closely, it does kind of appear that my Jug absorbs less damage from the energy weapons when I take the damage to the front than it does from the missiles and bullets. And its special ability is the magazine dump, which means you can immediately begin the reload cycle without the delay of shooting it empty first. Kinda pointless with weapons that run dry fast already, but a useful tool with deep magazines like the minigun class particularly. The minigun weapons have a bonus damage of up to 140% at point blank range, making them always a potent weapon for close encounters. Dome map is a confined, dual-level arena. Venturing above the dome is fatal. In this game mode, Last Mech Standing, it is 7 enemies versus me. Technically, I only need 1 kill to win it, the last one. But I am really old school. I only count the battles I survived in a single machine a win. So I must utilize the scenery as much as possible to absorb and deflect as much damage as I can. I don't care how many times I use an energy tower to destroy a bigger, stronger opponent. It absolutely makes my day. It just so happens I clear 5 daily missions in this one battle. Do 250,000 damage with the Poseidon in a single battle. 250,000 damage with the light machine guns in a single battle. 3 kills at 75 meters or further, win a battle and save 3 machines, and get 6 kills without dying. Ironically, there are no missions for blitz points, so naturally I will cover the goal remotely, plus it will draw some of the red team away from the zone. The angle would be much better with a jumping machine from on top of the pillar, but a genuinely skilled pilot can get it done sufficiently from the ramparts also. Now I will be honest, I totally went the wrong way here to avoid excess damage, and I paid for it. No flawless rider points for me. It was my intention to get around the wall and shoot at him through the hole in it, but I hesitated and stumbled. It was only skill and luck I survived that mistake.
Hello, what do you know? Good
Just keep the targets more than 40 meters away, be patient, and finish off the most wounded first. Run or duck when necessary, but do it with a purpose, towards cover or to reach your next victim. Now, I'd like to send a shout out here to one of the few pilots skilled enough to ultrakill at all in the teeny Poseidon. It has been reported he got 14 also. A damn noble accomplishment. My salute to you, Johnny West. Well done. Now that is some real pilot shit right there. The Zephyr is obviously an overpowered machine. With speed ability and quad 200s, it's probably the most dangerous machine in the game. This is another blitz battle, and again, I clear 5 daily missions in this one battle. Get 6 kills without dying, get 3 kills at 75 meters or more, win and save 3 machines, inflict 450,000 damage in a single battle, and inflict 250,000 damage with a Zephyr in a single battle. Island is an easy map to bottleneck the opposition. Beginning a battle with a triple kill with an energy tower is an exceptional accomplishment. I don't care who you are. The Inferno is a bit of a hidden gem for very skilled pilots. Especially with the shield loaded in the medium hardpoint. Once again, I'm questing for missions unrelated to flag chasing, so I will just cover the spawn point remotely.
Ooh, yeah.
The Sentinel is an early free machine, surprisingly effective, and my preferred medium machine after the Chronos. Harbor Map is a true meat grinder of an arena. Though the game mode is actually Blitz, rarely does anyone venture out on the pier to score those points. The basic plan here is to just let my wingmen hold red team by the nose while I cut their throats. Once again, I'm after all 5 daily missions simultaneously. This battle is special. One of my missions is to get 17 kills in a single battle. The other missions are typical and convenient. 6 kills without dying, win and save 3 machines, 250,000 damage with the Q200 in a single battle, and do 450,000 damage in a single battle. For the most part, tunnel and dome maps are the only places I really want to use the Berserker. As you can observe, the eager fools consistently rush much further down the tunnel, trapping themselves with nowhere to cover up while reloading. Hold the crossroads as much as possible. You have 3 directions you can retreat or advance toward. All of the blaster-type weapons have ricochet. It's fun and clever to bounce them around corners, but it's harder than it looks to actually score any hits.
Fucking joke.
Sweet revenge. The day that I'm not amused with an energy tower kill, the world has probably ended. As you can clearly see, the Valkyrie with triple heavy weapon hardpoints is another utterly overpowered machine. Well, the first priority is to get the hell out of the frying pan without ending up in the fire. Run like hell and don't look back. This is another primary perch. Whoever camps here can shoot down both sides of the map. From this point on, it's exactly like shooting fish in a bucket. Try to hit the weakest first. Get the most out of a magazine to minimize reloading delays. To a limited degree, the JJ2000 will keep you shooting something while your machine guns are reloading, and it is one of the few weapons that can hit speed-boosted cheaters. Well, that concludes this exhibition. I do hope that you dug it just as much as I did grinding it all out for you. Hopefully, I have inspired and informed. Remember, class, as much as possible, be a force that others dread and admire wherever you are. And if you've seen any of this done better, please post a link and a like in comments. I would certainly like to see it too. Also, feel free to share this video with anyone you think could benefit from it. And happy Star Wars Day! May the 4th be with you always. Until next time, friends, rest in pieces